non-Muslim is an infidel. Their lands, their women, their children are our spoils.
As the new series of Downton Abbey looks even better than the film that never was, the movie that never was, The Innocence of Muslims. People were killed because of it. And of course, Barack Obama, peace be upon him, made it an even bigger issue by his comments. What happened to the man who made this thing? What happened to the trailer for or the movie itself? Charles Johnson joins us now. By the way, I just want to give his last book a big plug, Why Coolidge Matters. It's a terrific piece of work, and go and buy hundreds of copies before the interview ends. Welcome to you. So what did happen to the man who made this? Was it ever a real movie or just a trailer for a movie?
It was sort of a teaser for a movie that he wanted to make. He is currently in a halfway house at an undisclosed location in Southern California, and he very much still wants to make more movies and more books discussing, as he puts it, the terrorism culture.
There was an appalling campaign to discredit him. He was accused of all sorts of crimes and so on. What do we really know about him?
Well, we know that he's a Coptic Christian and that he has been convicted for bank fraud in the past, and that in a highly unusual move for the American legal system, he was thrown back in jail right around the same time that he made his controversial or provocative film, The Innocence of Muslims.
And what was the premise for that?
Well, the argument was that he was using a fake name, a name Sam Bassali, and that he was using the internet to make his movie. Neither claim, I think, really works out. I mean, there are all sorts of people. I'm in Hollywood right now, and there are all sorts of people who use aliases when they're promoting their work. You know, Tom Cruise isn't really Tom Cruise, but nevertheless, the government threw him away in prison, in a very remote prison in West Texas, and they kept him under sort of lock and key. And it's surprising because, you know, the Obama administration has made quite a big deal about defaming Islam. And so this is sort of one of our first prosecutions, or at least political prosecutions, of somebody who has a non-PC view of Islam.
Yeah. When it came out, when it was discovered and exploited, we had various Christian leaders from the Middle East who speak, read Arabic, know the Quran, know Islamic culture, know Sharia law, and they said, look, it's clumsy, it's vulgar, but actually it's almost completely and totally accurate.
That's right. Nakula, who I spoke to multiple times on the phone, he's very well read. He knows the Islamic culture and the terrorism culture very, very well. He says that the movie is the product of over 100 books that he's read, and I don't doubt him. I mean, he's very well read, very shrewd. He knows the culture, you know, having grown up there in Egypt.
So he's not apologizing, he's not offering contrition, and I think that's quite right. But will he be safe if he does make another movie, does write a book? Surely, with the Americans being rather ambivalent about the man at best, we can't guarantee his safety.
Well, what's so surprising about it is, you know, we saw the same behavior with George Zimmerman after the Trayvon Martin rally.
Yeah, good point.
So we have a sort of lawlessness that's coming in America, and it's very frightening. I would just say that he so believes in his mission, and he so believes in it so passionately that he feels that he has to warn you know, his fellow Americans now about the threat of the terrorism culture, that he's willing to risk his own life. I mean, he's quite a brave man, and I think, you know, he's trying to get people out there to kind of read his works, and he's looking for a literary agent. And so if anyone knows book publishers, they can reach him through me. I mean, I'd love to pass it along, because he doesn't want to stop anytime soon, and he's you know, scribbling away.
Just very briefly, surely no New York agent, no major publisher, even though the books might sell, they're not going to pick him up, are they?
Well, we'll see. I mean, they did try and publish, you know, one of OJ's books. So sometimes maybe, you know, controversy or sensationalism, you know, sells, and so you know, the book publishers are always looking to sell something.
It would definitely sell. It would make money, but I think you know as well as I do that a lot of these people will be far too physically frightened and politically intimidated to ever take on such a client. But again, anyone watching, if they're a smaller publisher or whatever, do contact us and we'll put you in touch vicariously with this fellow. Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.